Hello y'all on YouTube, this is Rob from Rob's Nerdy Knives. Today I wanted to do a little bit of tuning on this knife. This is the new Arcane Design Preytheon, as you can see. Beautiful knife. This is the G10 version in the CPM S35 VN steel. Great knife. The action is wonderful. It's just a little tight on my hand. It gets pretty tired pretty quick, and a few times when I've tried to front flip, it's really stuck. And the thing about front flippers is that you really want them to have a lighter detent specifically, which is along the lines of the kind of detent I like, preferably overall. It's easier to flip, and I've already noticed that it's ripping up my hand pretty good because sometimes it's a little tight. Now, for some folks who like tighter detents, they're going to love this. They're going to think it's perfect. I can think of several other people that would just say this is absolutely exactly spot on what they want. But for me, it's a little tight, so I'm going to go ahead and disassemble this and attempt to tune the liner lock here. And what we'll do is we'll attempt to tune this a little bit because, you know, it's got great access, as you can see right there. But pushing it, it's tough, you know. And I want to make sure I keep the engagement on the blade, on the tang. That's important. We don't want to compromise any of that. So it should be relatively easy. It's going to be a very minor adjust as far as I'm concerned. And I was going to look at the bearings to see if maybe, you know, could we put skiffs in there? Will it make a difference? It may not, because the action is really fantastic on this knife already. So let's figure out what are our screws. I'm assuming it's a T8 here. So T8 right there. Let's see what all the other ones are. Ooh, T8 there. Let's see if this is T8 as well. Yep. Yep, T8. All right, so this is my T8 torque bit. There you go. You can see that. So we'll go ahead and disassemble this. Let's go on this side right here where the lock bar is. We'll start over here. There might be another screw underneath this inlay, but we're going to start here first and see. Now, I don't know if I have to take this off. This is a unique mill titanium clip. I love this design. Actually, I think it's really brilliant. I would love to see more people do this. The way he's done this, it's not going to catch up there. It's perfectly on there really nicely. I'm going to put that over here so we don't lose that. All right. I'm going to take this off only because I ordered some new inlays, and I kind of want to see what it looks like underneath and just make sure there's not a screw there. Okay, there's not a screw there. That's good. All right, so now let's take our pivot, and it looks like it's a captured pivot because the other side doesn't have a screw, so it's going to probably be like a D shape that doesn't rotate in there. Oh, I can feel that liner lock. Push that right off. So this is the scale. Here's the liner. Yeah, and here's our, got a little hair in there. And here's our blade. Let's take that out. Yep, so you can see it's flat right there, which means that's what makes it captured. And that goes right there where it's flat as well. So that's called captured pivot. Let's look at these. Let's look at these guys. But before we do that, let's clean everything up because there's a lot of dirt in there. All right, before I do any of the adjustments, just see if we have any washers or anything like that. I'm going to get out my little tool here. You can get from Skiffs. All right, let's see what the pivot is. Okay, so it's a 5mm. Definitely not a 3/16, so I don't know if you can see that. 5mm. Let's see, make sure these are 1/16. They're not 3/64, but definitely 1/16, so I don't know if you can see that. I can get these, but I can't get them through here. So I'm looking at 5mm and 3/16. 5mm and 1/16. So I think that these are the guys here. And I'll just show you what I have right now. Hopefully this is it. And compare these to these. All right, so it looks like, yeah, perfect fit. All right, so put these off to the side. Let's just see if they fit on here. Oh yeah. Okay, so I think that's going to be a good fit. Now what I want to do is I want to tune the detent. That is really far over, as you can tell. And I don't like it usually that strong. So So the trick here is just to make sure you know how far it is so you don't go too far back. Now, being this is a steel frame, it's going to be a little, you got to be a little more careful in doing this because once you bend it, you don't want to get any metal fatigue. So we're going to kind of go off slow at first. And what I'm going to go by is okay. So that I brought it in just a little bit. All right, not a whole lot. Probably, if I look at this, I'm going to say, oh, I don't really have a ruler. You can see how long this is. I guess we can measure that. So maybe about 3 millimeters. That's what I did. About 2 or 3 millimeters. I don't know if you can see that. So let's reassemble. I mean, it's pretty quick here on this one. So I'm going to oil it up a little bit. Didn't really have to take much apart here. I'm going to have another video. I don't know if I'm going to do a video for it, but I'll have a short or something when I get the new inlays. I want to put those on as well. This is the heavy 85 weight nano oil. I use this for the pivot area and the track. And I'm going to put it on the detent ball here as well while we have it. Let's put the other washer on. Put a little more oil on. Put a little oil on the inside where the track is. Keep that on. I use a Loctite 242. It helps keep the screws from twisting. Since this is a steel screw that came right up to the magnetic screwdriver. There we go. Just need a little drop on there. Just want to make sure I didn't. Sometimes if you loosen the detent too much, you can get blade rock, and I want to make sure it's still engaging well. So I'm just going to double check that. Oh, looks good. All right, so let's put our scale back on. Almost had a little too much of the Loctite on there. See, are we centered? Yeah, we are. Good. All right, let's put our blade back on. I'm going to put it in my pocket. I'll do this way. So if I was a lefty, I'd do the other side. So you can see how easy it is to swap this out. Just turn it around and boom, there you go. Oh, that's so much better. Yeah. I mean, that detent was really strong for that front flipper, for me at least. It already ripped my skin there when I was pulling it. It was, you know, because it's got some aggressive jimping here, which is great for this, because you don't want to slide off with a front flipper like this. You want it to hold and be able to pull that forward nicely, and it does do that really well. The problem is if the detent is a little bit too strong, it's kind of hard to work. Now, for some people, they might find this a little too weak because it is thumb studs. So it's, you know, it's a challenge. You've got thumb studs. People like stronger detents with thumb studs. Maybe not super strong like they do with a flipper, but there's that challenge, right? But I like this now that I can, still has a beautiful drop shut that it had before. The action is buttery smooth. So, you know, the skiffs, did it give me a whole lot switching out the skiffs on this one? I don't know. I don't know if it gave me a ton of extra, you know, buttery smoothness, but I can tell you that, I mean, it was pretty good already, but I can tell you between the detent and this, it's pretty nice. I like it a lot. I always like putting skiffs in there. I just, you know, I know there's better tolerances for those. I mean, they're more expensive, obviously, for those washers, but there's a reason, and I do recommend them. So there you go. Really, really nice little cage ceramic ball bearings to put on your little Arcane Design Preytheon. Yeah, I like this a lot. So That's really nice. So in case you guys are curious, if you haven't seen it yet, I have another video of this. This is the Preytheon, right? And after putting those in, just buttery smooth. So really, really, really like that a lot. And I can tell you that it worked really well for these guys right here. These are the cage ceramic ball bearings that I replaced it with. And you can see the differences, like the manufactured ones, they're open on the back side right here. The ones that I put in here in the knife, the Skiff ones aren't. So they're you know, it's just I don't know. I like those better because of that very reason. So there you go. All right. Hey, thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video and you have any questions, feel free to comment down below. I'd love to hear your questions, comments, or anything that I can do when I do some of these videos. I'm always wanting to learn new things and do other things that people might find of value as well. And if you enjoyed this video, would you consider hitting the like button and then maybe subscribing to my channel? I sure would appreciate that. It helps me to know that the content I provide is of value and helps me to know to keep on producing more. Also, if you are interested in upcoming videos, please hit that notification button as well for future videos. And then if you like this content, maybe check me out over on Instagram at robs_nerdy_knives. That's robs_nerdy_knives. Hey, thanks so much for watching today. Y'all have a great day and a great week. Bye.